Yeah, breaking it down into groovy with the Lummy Sports Show with a Rhett kicker minus a Brian.
What else is new?
He's too busy. He's got a big time show tomorrow to do the Bubba Love Spun show. He can't be doing these little peon shows like Lummy Sports Show. The #1 show heard on YouTube with a Brian from Philly $20 super chat that says "Go Eagles."
Yeah, he's got a lot to do tomorrow.
Sometimes heard at 11:30, 11:45. You know, let's just break it down. That's right, with the filthy with his big boy haircut.
Oh, dude, this Diet Mountain Dew is hitting so fucking good right now. I haven't had a soda in a little while.
This goes along the lines of Creamsicle Day.
A little bit. Kind of the theme they set with the reveal. And that fucking
exactly.
What is it? The disco bar in St. Pete.
Yeah. Woo! Kicking it up 70s style with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 1976. Creamsicle Day. Mayor Jane Castor knows how to get everyone excited. This is where you learn about sports, Stacey G, and this is where we get funky. We get funky on the sports show. Thank you, Brian from Philly. Hold on. We've never hit the horn on this show. Might as well for the super chat from Brian from Philly. We okay?
Just started the dog.
And we got a dog on the show, too.
She jumped out of whatever corner she's hiding in.
Woo! A lot of things going on in the world of the NFL. We'll talk about, baseball, like Wander Franco. Listen, the Lummy rule follows along with, you could say, the Dan Bongino. It's allegedly, we're not going to get into it until more stuff comes out. Macho Man sneaking up on us. A lot of things going on.
Lummy Soul Train.
A lot of things are going on. Macho is dancing, by the way, in the corner.
Fuck yeah, he is. How could you not?
A lot of things going on in sports. A lot of things going on in football. It's preseason 1, Rhett. I believe we were a little delayed last week.
Oh, delayed.
Remember, we had a little problems with YouTube.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're good on YouTube this week.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're back on. And now we're in the, I believe it's preseason week 2.
Sure is.
And remember your thing you did?
Already got it.
The football thing?
Oh, yeah! Football!
Woo!
Woo! I mean, it's just preseason, but
hey, listen, it's football,
right? Any football is good. And to be honest with you, I don't know if you've read the updates out of joint practices today, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up in Jersey practicing with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Already been a bunch of fights. Levante David was involved in a fight.
Oh, Neil Mount was there. 1999 Super Track Go Pack Go.
Toot toot.
Sounds like they were doing pretty good in the preseason, according to Bubba. Thank you. Yeah, Mount was there. 813-90-BUBBA. 813-90 Bubba. Give us a call. Talk about whatever you want, especially the great preseason. I am a person that actually gives about 2 fucks about the preseason.
Well, unfortunately, the one thing the preseason is good for is injuries, and Russell Gage went down. I don't know if you saw that. He was carted off from practice today. It was a non-contact injury, and he punched the turf when he went down.
Yeah,
so,
this is going to be his year, though. It's going to be his year.
That guy can't catch a break. Holy shit. Like, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because he was a pretty good talent in Atlanta. You know, there was a second half stretch of the year. There was a second half stretch of the year. I think it was 2021. Yeah, 2021, where he had to step up and basically be their #1 wide receiver.
He did.
We got more mute. What's going on? Are we not doing a show?
We are doing a show.
Well, you got music playing.
Oh, it just fired up. I'm listening to your take. This is your take, right?
Oh.
It's a new aspect of the sports show.
Yeah. I think you're playing me off. Fuck, yeah, guy can't catch a break. Non-contact injury, which means that, these wide receivers who look really good in the preseason are going to have to continue to do so because, the preseason guys, Trey Palmer had that touchdown from Baker Mayfield.
I believe
Devin Tompkins.
Was it Randy Moss that said that he was a player to watch out for?
Rondé Barber.
Was it Rondé Barber?
Yeah.
I thought Randy Moss. I thought one of the good wide receivers said that also. No?
That may also be true. They may have also said that.
Because he's number
he's
number 10 on the Buccaneers, correct?
Yeah.
And speaking of numbers, what's your take on like the different positions on
like
whatever
the single
numbers?
digit numbers and
or
like Teddy Bridgewater wearing fucking 50.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I was going to say, what's your take on old Teddy Bridgewater? Left, yeah. What? Two glove Teddy.
Two glove Teddy. Teddy two glove.
Teddy two gloves.
I think in the preseason, it doesn't really matter.
You
like Mac Jones, you remember Mac Jones' rookie year? They made him wear 50 in the preseason and in training camp. Like I think, honestly, in Detroit's case, they just don't even have any. They don't even have any single digit quarterback numbers available.
Yeah, but hold on. For a quarterback coming in, a veteran quarterback, they could easily make someone give up that number.
Yeah,
a number.
And in the preseason,
because I believe he won number 5.
In the preseason, it's pretty common to see too.
Let's see
having the same number on both sides of the ball. Like I know that's more of a college thing, but you'll see that in the NFL in preseason.
Let's see who wears number 5 for the Detroit Lions, because that's what he wore. Who is number 5 on the Detroit Lions? Teddy Bridgewater. What?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, so he has number 5 locked down, but he's going to wear number 50 going out. That's a pimp. It says right here, look. Who is number 5 Detroit Lions? 5, Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, but that's just fucking Google.
Hold on.
Sorry,
I guess you know what? I guess it's not Bing. You are correct.
I got a restless wiener down here.
I bet you have a restless wiener. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-Bubba. We'll talk about whatever. I mean,
what did you think of the Bake Show in that first preseason game? Obviously a 27-17 loss for Tampa Bay. But we got Baker Mayfield going out there doing his thing, 8 for 9, you said. Less than 100 yards, but he had that really nice, really pretty touchdown throw.
Yes, that was pretty. Teddy Bridgewater actually on the official NFL roster is number 5. I'll just close that out right there so we can be done. So preseason he's number 50.
Your delivery when you
what?
When you face somebody, it's my favorite thing in the world. Like the way you say it, it's just like there's barely a tinge of passive aggressiveness in your voice, and I love it. It makes me laugh every time.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you brought that up. What did I think of? I honestly, I was at the game. I was really getting annoyed with the Buck fans.
Oh no,
it's typical Bucks fans.
What, were they getting fucking tore up at a preseason game?
No, it's you actually came with me to a game last year.
Oh, and people won't shut up. Yes,
and they were complaining. Oh, here we go. We're shitty again. No, we're bad again.
Right.
The Bucks played the fight. It's preseason. The Steelers went out there with their number 1s pretty much.
Yeah, the Bucks didn't play fucking any starters at all.
We didn't have anyone on defense. Yeah, your offense, even with offensive line and wide receivers. I didn't see Mike Evans out there. I didn't see who's our number 1 now. I mean Edmonds, but you say Vaughn, right?
Yeah, Vaughn didn't take any carries at all.
Jensen wasn't out there. I know he's had little injury problems.
They're talking about going
defense,
into
though. The defense. I didn't see Vay. I didn't see any of the number 1s. And they drove down number 1 squad pretty much drove down our number 2. Yeah. And for the fans sitting there bitching about preseason football, it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you want them to work out all those little, kinks. You want Baker Mayfield to be out there if he is the number 1, but he's battling with, Rhett's favorite player because he went to a Florida school. You want him battling it out. You want him making these dangerous throws. He went 8 for 9. The offense looked pretty good. In my opinion, it was a different dynamic on the offense compared to when Tom Brady was there.
I think people have historically always put far too much weight on the first preseason game for every team, every fan base. I'm sure that this happens, but for the Bucs, especially these last few years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people were talking about Dave Canales' play calling in that first game, and I don't even think that's a valid point to bring up at length because there's no fucking offensive install that week. Hold on,
Rhett. With the offense, and I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
They're not going to expose their offense in preseason.
Well, they're
going to give you basic bullshit.
Right. It's Dave Canales' first game as a play caller. He's not going to do anything. Like, they probably went into that. Maybe they had a script for the starters, but beyond that, I mean, they probably had a set of 4 or 5 plays.
Yeah, that was it.
All night.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't a handoff, I think the most creative thing that they did was a jet sweep, and they did that like 3 or 4 times.
And I could see them even, like them calling the same kind of play and even being in Baker's ear or Kyle Trask's ear and be like, look, instead of hitting number 1, go for number 3. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, do something different. Don't just, don't make your look real quick on number 1, number 2, maybe go to number 3, look at the tight ends, different things like that. For people, you watched the game.
Yes.
What were you doing when you were watching the game? And then how was your reaction during the game?
I was actually helping my buddy out with a live stream. So I was live on YouTube doing like a play-by-play deal.
Oh.
So I was watching the game and fucking talking about it as it happened as well. So I was reacting in real time.
Were you getting angry?
Not really. I mean, it didn't seem worth it to get angry. Comparing the two quarterbacks, which was the biggest thing of the night, like Baker looked good, and that was cool to me. He looked confident. He looked like he had been there before. At least in that offense, he looked composed. I know it was very, very bare bones, but he went in there and he balled, Trask had the same offensive line, and I'm not going to sit here and say that he had the same time or opportunity that Baker did, because holy shit, I understand he had the same offensive line. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna go out on a limb for Kyle Trask here either, but I felt like those O linemen kind of sold him out, dude, because for a lot of the time, I felt like he just didn't have very much time in the pocket.
Well, you got to think about this too.
Like the offensive linemen, the depth that we saw, those guys got to get more consistent because like Nick Leverett was playing, Luke Edeke was getting beat like a fucking drum. Cody Mauch had some good, some bad. Like he's got good upside, which is why the Bucs drafted him. But Hainsey looked all right at center. Left side of the line didn't look too bad, but the depth is something to be concerned about. Especially they talk about going into the season without Ryan Jensen too. So it's like fuck.
But you got to think of it this way too. The first series or the first quarter, I believe Baker played pretty much a quarter. They went up against one defensive line. The Steelers did change them out. So those offensive linemen already went up against one certain offensive line that they probably even watched film for. They weren't looking at for when they switched out those defensive linemen. And you got to think, those offensive linemen now sat against, whether it was the first string, the second string, you know what I mean? Like on the Steelers, the different moves and the different studies and the different looks that they had with those players, when you bring in a whole nother defense against them, and the offensive line has, they start getting comfortable, they start knowing the different moves, and then you bring. That's why sometimes when rookies, or you even see like when a fresh player comes off the bench and gives that spark.
Right, because
they don't know that move. They can do that quick move.
And there's not a lot of film for those guys. Like
exactly,
75% of the Steelers roster right now doesn't have a lick of NFL tape that these teams can get ready for, and that's not what the preseason is for. They're not going to deep dive into tape on a fucking third string D lineman. But I get what you mean about how if an O lineman is consistent, especially a young O lineman, like he's going up against the same defensive lineman at training camp every day, 5-6 times a week, every week for 4 or 5 weeks, then I can get how he gets, comfortable and he starts to feel, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? He gets settled in, but he gets fucking.
I know what you're saying too.
He
complacent.
Settles. Complacent. There you go. Yeah. And then you're thrown off by all this new technique, even if it's just some pleb from the other team. So I get what you mean, but things have to be better.
I know, but
at the end of the day, I didn't see a lot about the Bucs in that first preseason game that got me excited for the challenges they're going to have to overcome. Because I'll tell you one thing that I haven't seen in a couple of years: they were fucking sloppy, dude. They gave up over 110 yards in penalty yards. I think the last time that happened was like fucking for the Bucs. I think the last time that happened was like that fucking Raiders game in 2016.
Yeah, but
what's the last game you can think of where they gave up over 100 yards in penalties?
It's been a while, but
they would have had over 100 yards rushing if they didn't get all those penalties. I think they had like 2 touchdowns taken off of the board because of fucking flags.
How about this? Wouldn't you want them to go 0-3 in the preseason?
Oh yeah,
and make the playoffs.
Yeah,
get all that shit worked out now.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Ravens have the best record in the preseason in the last 5 years.
What have they done? 24-0.
Exactly. You know
they
what?
won last week, so the streak continued.
And what did that get them? Did they get a Super Bowl in that time?
No, they got Lamar Jackson. So
no BJ.
Basically the same thing, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, if you ask Little Purple Jersey, then it's you win a Super Bowl every year. But look. It's a preseason. I'm not going to put too much in it. I thought Chase Edmonds looked pretty good, whether, a couple of the decent runs had.
I thought Sean Tucker looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Chase Edmonds surprised me.
He did too. I thought he actually came out. I think he has something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, hopefully he's the type of guy that sees the comments about him maybe being a bust, or like he's just like one of those players that are just never going to be a number one.
He's one of those guys to me, at least this is my opinion. Like when I think about his potential of how good he's going to do this year, he's kind of murky. Like, I don't really know with him. I personally, I feel like his ceiling, especially playing behind Rachaad White, his ceiling would be something like 600 rushing yards. I feel like that'd be insane.
I think I could see that because he's 600 rushing yards and maybe like 400 receiving yards.
Sure, if he can hit 1,000 all-purpose yards, that would be a really, really good year for him.
Exactly, and he'll probably get paid a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. If the Bucs don't decide to bring in someone else, kind of like and you and I have kind of talked about it. Switching off of the Bucs real quick, Ezekiel Elliott has finally landed somewhere.
Sure did.
To the Bill Belichick offense, the New England Patriots. Obviously out of shape. Fournette.
You talking about laid off Lenny?
Laid off Lenny was out of shape, wasn't good enough to make the Patriots team or even get signed. Obviously he's probably regretting coming back to the Bucs last year and could have went up there and signed whatever contract he would have had. But Ezekiel Elliott, Rhett, over and under, and do you think it's a good move over and under on rushing yards for the year for Ezekiel Elliott with the Patriots?
Do you have the official line, or you asking
I
me
will get it. Your thoughts,
right,
but I'm pulling it up.
Before you pull up the line, I bet you it's somewhere around like 400 yards.
That's it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 440.
Who is their main running back? If it isn't Ezekiel Elliott,
shit.
Shit. I'm trying to look there. Here we go. Search my bookie. My bookie. That's right. The official sponsor of the Bubba the Less Fun Show. And
if it's not around 400, then I bet it's like 650. But my gut says it's like 440.
Let's see. Attention Elliott. Okay, this is not going to work that way, so I'm going to do it this way. Right, if you have a gambling problem, I know we don't really have to mention it, but if you have a gambling problem, do you know the number that they need to call?
Yeah, it is 1-888-ADMIT-IT. It is a toll-free line. They are there to help. There's always a way out, buddy.
And if you don't have a problem, go to mybookie.com. Use promo code Bubba. Let's see here. Props and ads.
If your wife has a problem with that, tell her you know the number now and you're getting some help.
Exactly. Come on. Fucking A. As Bubba said, these after shows and our sports show, we can be a little more relaxed.
Sure.
Some things just come up on the fly. And let's see, win Offensive Player of the Year. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Oh, if you bet $100 on Ezekiel Elliott to win Offensive Player of the Year, you could win about, the most $25,000.
That's crazy how you can win twice as much on FanDuel.
That is insane. Okay. Hold on, while I look this up, let's take our first phone call of the day. 813. Don't make me look stupid.
Oh,
you made me look fucking stupid. 875. No, it's 2022. Fuck. Maybe they haven't put it out there yet.
I don't see him as a primary back for New England. Not at all.
He's not a good catching back, right?
I think he's okay. I think he's about as good as like Leonard Fournette was. He had that one good year that got him paid, honestly. I think that's what got him his contract, was catching the football.
Motherfucker. It looks like they haven't put out the over and under yet. But, all right, then you got the next one, the biggest one probably. Son of a bitch! I was hoping to have that fucking over and under. Someone put 800 in chat.
I don't know.
I saw that from 2022.
I don't know. Like that just feels high.
I know.
Like if the number is 800, then I'm going under.
I would have to get on.
But you know what happens when I fucking make betting predictions on the show?
Yeah, you haven't been.
He'll have a comeback year. He'll look like fucking Saquon Barkley next year.
Yeah, you haven't been doing too good on those. Dalvin Cook. Now that's a big one.
What was it, $8.5 million to go play with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets? I think I was just saying like a week ago that
are they trying to make a super team? Is Aaron Rodgers trying to bring in his guys? I mean, I know he doesn't really know Dalvin Cook. I know Tom Brady didn't know Leonard Fournette, but I mean he has his couple wide receivers.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers got to see a lot of Dalvin Cook. Played him twice a year in the NFC North.
That's very true.
So he probably likes what he brings to the table. Feels like he has some juice. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a super team. It doesn't feel like a super team. Like even with the guys that he brought over, I know he's bringing in his guys.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah, Randall Cobb. Big difference maker.
Lazard, I think his name is.
Alan
right?
Lazard.
Whatever his name is. Lizard.
Lazard's a good player. Randall Cobb is, I don't want to say over the hill, but he's at that point.
Was he 36?
Is he really? No, he's not.
I have no fucking clue. I'm looking at this damn odds.
He's got to be like 31, 32.
No way. Randall Cobb?
Hold on.
Wasn't he retired?
Maybe 33, 34.
Let's see. Randall.
We're doing it at the same time. All right.
Yeah, look at this old fuck. He's 32.
Okay. Look. All right.
You were right.
Yeah.
He looks old. He's been in the league for a while.
He does look a little older.
He does look old, doesn't he? He looks like he's 36. He's almost got that like what they say, the Cuban, Dominican, that fake age whole thing.
Like David Ortiz thing.
Which, I mean, you could say that with Wander Franco. Maybe the girl is 14 and Dominican, but in the United States, she's really 19.
Listen, I mean, if it plays out, let it play out however it plays out.
Exactly. That's what we're going to do.
So be it. The same thing happened to Ian Cole last year. And
she's got the Dominican age or the Cuban age.
I do think it was funny that, Wander Franco, he put out a response. I think it was an Instagram Live.
It was. Yeah, he said, "This is why I don't hang out with
Rays clubhouse."
I know. He's like, "This is why I don't hang out with anyone."
He's like, "He just got double practice."
He's like, "This is why I stick to myself."
Hey, come here.
Uh-oh.
She might be in trouble.
So you think
up on the stage getting into shit. I'm listening though.
Does this change I know we've talked about it. The results in the AFC East.
No.
So you think
maybe by a game or two?
So you think the Jets are still kind of sitting there at number 3?
I think the Jets are going to have a couple more games this year where they can rely on the run game to take over.
I mean, look.
I don't think they were going into this equipped with a guy who has the ability to go 100+ yards every week.
But hold on, didn't they just get Hall back?
Do that.
They just got Hall back. Brees Hall. Jets activate running back Brees Hall after adding Dalvin Cook.
Can he stay healthy?
Can he? Oh. I mean, that's a really good question. But the fact of the matter is that and they also have Michael Carter and Zonovan Knight. So, I mean, realistically, they have those two coming back. And they did draft Israel Abakananda in the 5th round from Pittsburgh. What is up with them and some weird names here on the running backs? But, I mean, so obviously Dalvin Cook's going to be probably number 1. It's going to be 1A and then 1B with Hall. So it's going to give Dalvin Cook a little bit of time. Michael Carter is a good running back. And I don't know who the fuck Zonovan Knight is or Israel Abakanda.
I think it's good news for Brees Hall, obviously, to not have as much pressure with Cook there now. And I think, what kind of year did Hall have last year?
I don't know. My computer just froze up.
Oh, no.
Shit balls.
It's all right. I'm back here behind the Death Star. I'll get you those stats. Fuck.
Yeah, well, you got my...
Wrong keyboard.
I only have one keyboard up here, and it's not working.
I'm not talking about that one.
I know that, fuckface. I'm fucking frozen right now.
No, you're not. Not on my screen.
Yeah, well, it's not letting me fucking type anything, though.
Don't yell at me, Warren.
Say my name. I'm Lummy. I'm Lummy to you. Yeah, I mean,
463 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 80 carries last year.
How many games?
Good question.
Are my stats guy?
6.
6 games.
Yeah.
Right.
His last game was against the Broncos. He had 4 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. He broke off for 62 yards.
What did Michael Carter have? Because I think he had a pretty decent year.
Let me see.
I mean, when I call decent,
4 carries for 19 yards in 2022.
See? What?
Yeah.
That's it?
Pretty decent.
Was he injured?
Averaged 4.8 yards a tote.
Was he injured?
I guess so. Receiving, he had even less.
Oh. I'm going to say he was
He
fucking
fumbled. He had time to fit in a fumble against Buffalo and a loss.
I think I picked him up on fantasy. I thought he did pretty good. Maybe it was 2 years ago.
19,
I don't fucking know.
19 rushing yards. Yeah, that's not great.
It's not. Got a couple people in chat wanting to know about college football. I know you're a big college football fan. 813-90-BUBBA. 813-90-BUBBA.
Gators announced their starting quarterback this week, and I'm excited for them to suck.
Is it Kitna's son?
No.
Is he back?
I think he is, yeah.
Is he back?
I'm pretty sure.
Was that whole thing thrown out?
Let me double check.
If you don't know, John Kitna's son was on the University of Florida. We waited for this.
Isn't his name Jalen Kitna?
Is it?
Yeah, former Florida QB. Okay, so he's not back, but former Florida quarterback opens up about dropped child porn charges.
Oh, interesting.
So he was cleared.
Oh.
He is taking steps to clear his name and get another shot at playing college football.
Hopefully he can. 941.
Hey, it's Grant.
What's up, Grant? Did you say I sent your brother the link for the fantasy football?
Yeah, he's fixing a radiator hose right now in the truck, so he's not going to be responding anytime soon. But
and he's holding his one nut.
No, getting to plead that shit down. I think he got like probation, all that stuff. His dad probably paid for some high-powered lawyer.
Are you a big time Gator fan?
Well, no, dude, I'm a diehard Seminole fan.
I'm just making sure you know a lot about Kitna.
He's just rooting for the downfall.
He's rooting for the downfall for Jalen Kitna.
I had a full-fledged boner when I found out they're starting Graham Mertz this year. You're gonna suck ass,
dude. I don't know what Napier's gonna do with this team.
Napier might not make it out of his third year.
Fucking Cleveland Browns fan, and I do mean that as an insult.
Well, yeah, Napier doesn't see. I think if Florida probably does not have that good of a year this year, he might be seeing the pink slip at the end of it.
No, because they've got that big 5-star DJ Lagway coming in from Texas, so they're going to give him a year with him to see if he can't resurrect some shit. Plus, they got Ernest Graham's kid coming in next year. They have like 4 of the top 10 linebackers, so their recruiting class is pretty healthy right now.
I don't know if you know this, but those kids could transfer or change their picks anytime.
Oh, I know.
When Florida's second complete D and they're 5-7 this year, and you don't think
going to be
Florida State's going to be calling.
The FSU game was close last year is because we played fucking La Tech right before Florida, and they shared all that fucking info with them. Because remember, Napier came over from La Tech or Monroe or where the fuck he came from.
It's all about who you know, buddy.
I think he came over.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to the FSU LSU game. I spent way too much money on those 2 tickets. So.
Oh, did you? You should have told me. We just sold ours. We had some pretty sweet seats.
Did you really?
Yeah, we had them on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I'm on the 40-yard line too.
Oh, we might have even sat next to each other. We made a profit on it too. We bought them. We bought them direct. We bought them direct, so we got the basic.
Did you? Were you like members of the Citrus Bowl thing or something?
Yeah. And Ashley's a Florida State alumni, so.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Florida State alumni.
Smart. Good for you.
Exactly.
Oh, and the running back for the Patriots is that Ramadre Stevenson guy. He's really early in draft.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember too. What's his nuts just came over from Alabama. Bill O'Brien is back, so the offense should look a lot better in New England than it did last year under Matt Patricia.
That is very true too.
And then remember, he coached Mac Jones at Alabama too, so it should be a familiar offense. And they're probably going to run that single back shit they did at Bama. So Ramadre Stevenson might actually be a healthy pickup this year.
There should be a make or break for Mac Jones probably this year.
For sure, yeah. I mean, plus remember they brought in Juju Smith-Schuster as well, which I don't know how much of an asset that is, but still.
We'll see on that.
He'll get you a good 600-700 yards
on the college football level. I mean, what do you see in that Florida State LSU game? I mean, 8 versus 5. That's
dude. I think LSU is surviving on SEC bias. I mean, if you look at every transfer Florida State brought in, there's not one position besides linebacker LSU is better than FSU at right now.
You don't
not
think?
One.
And I fucking hate the guy, but you don't think Brian Kelly had a legit year last year?
Oh, I for sure think he was good. And I mean, Jay Daniels was a good fucking quarterback too. But I mean, Florida State was favored to win 5 games last year, scrap for a bowl, and they won 10. So I think Mike Norvell proved he could coach. And again, just if you look at all the transfers, we got that kid Jaheim Bell from South Carolina. We got Keon Coleman from Michigan State. Jared Verse came back. I mean, our starting wide receivers are 6'7" and 6'4". Good luck.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still got to play the game. I mean, I've seen FSU I've seen FSU come out with some stud prospects, and you guys shit the bed. I mean, literally just shit the bed.
Plus Florida State had that week 0 game against Duquesne too. That was definitely beneficial. So they're not going to have that tune-up game like they did last time.
Georgia State too, I think, when they lost, or Jacksonville State, but it's not. It's here or there. Real quick too, since Rhett, are you keeping up? Grant, are you guys keeping up with the whole conferences switching? Stanford's kind of sitting out there, lonely.
So rumor has it the Big Ten's going to go after Florida State.
Yeah, they want that money
because they don't have a Southeast footprint yet, and the SEC's already got a footprint in Florida, being UF, and South Carolina being the Gamecocks. So I keep hearing the rumblings that the Big Ten's going to come after FSU, but they got to get that whole grain to right shit figured out with the ACC.
Well, they got to pay a shit ton of money too to get out of there. But I mean,
well, no, even if they pay a shit ton of money out of the conference, their rights are still owned by ESPN until like 2036. So that's the real fucking ball buster, is they can't benefit off of it if they leave the ACC.
Well, then you also have Stanford. I mean, you got to think Stanford might be even joining the ACC or the AAC.
Oh,
what's going on with USF?
USF. Well, listen, if we get those Pac-12 teams in the AAC,
it's gonna be a fucking Pac-18.
Fuck yeah, man!
No, the Big Ten. The Big Ten's gonna come after FSU. They just got to rework that grant of rights to find a way to break it with ESPN, and then the Big Ten will probably be. Think about it. If the Big Ten included Florida State and Clemson, they're on par, if not better, with the SEC, and that's really not even an argument.
Right there, you go, buddy. What's going on with the with USF? If FSU goes to the Big Ten, USF's going to the ACC, baby. You heard it first here. USF going to the ACC.
That's going to be a joke. The ACC is going to crumble. The Pac-12 is now the Pac-4. I mean, it's...
Well, that's because the Pac-4 is going to be joining the AAC.
Dude, they're probably going to re-scramble everything, and there's only going to be 50 teams eligible by 2030 to play for national championship, and this is literally just going to become.
No, they got the playoffs. No, they got the playoffs.
I know,
coming,
but I'm saying they're only going to have 60 teams qualify. It's literally just going to be 2 major conferences, and everybody else fighting for scraps.
I can't see that happening. I can see them because they did that. They did the playoffs. They did the playoffs. They did the playoffs so that the smaller conferences are going to be able to play in at least.
Yeah, but the smaller conferences are getting all fucking eaten up. I mean, think about it. The Big 12's trying to fight to survive, so they're eating up everybody in the AAC. The Pac-12 is dead. The ACC is on its way out. I mean...
no, because Clemson's fighting. Clemson, Duke.
Well, Clemson's going to be in the Big Ten with Florida State. That'll give...
Where's Duke and North Carolina going?
Southeast.
You got to think there is basketball conference there.
North Carolina will probably go to the SEC because they don't have a Carolina footprint.
What about Duke?
Duke's going to fall by the wayside. Duke will get gobbled up just because of a basketball school.
That's what I'm saying. You got to think about that. I mean, Stanford's really good at a lot of other sports.
I think there's 8 teams annually that are profitable in basketball, and it's Duke and North Carolina are 2 of them.
So they're going to want them.
Money on basketball.
They're going to want them in their conference
for basketball purposes, and the Big Ten doesn't need any more help in basketball.
It's kind of like how the Big East fell apart. Listen, there's those basketball schools. The basketball schools got sucked up by the other ones because they knew that they were just get beat up in football.
The ACC ate up the Big East. They went and got Virginia Tech. They went and got Miami. They got Louisville. They picked up Pitt.
Yeah, Pittsburgh too.
Yeah, it bolstered them as a basketball school.
I don't like the way that the conferences are going. I don't like the big
No, I mean,
teams.
like I said, it's just going to be 2 super. It's going to be the fucking AFC and NFC. It's just going to be North and South. I mean, that's what it's becoming. You're going to have fucking 40 teams, and of those 40 teams, 12 will have a legitimate chance to win every year. It's just getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got those smaller conferences. I mean, look at the American Athletic. They just joined.
Didn't Cincinnati just go to the Big 12 too? So even
yes, and UCF too.
The small conferences are getting. The Big 12's fighting to stay somewhat relevant.
Yeah, they picked up a lot of schools. They passed over USF, which
But
is
think about
sad.
it too, though, dude. The discrepancy in money made off TV contracts is going to separate the gap even more than it already is.
Well, I watched a YouTube video. That's what happened to the, I think it was the Midwest Conference when they had BYU that won the national championship game. They actually were national champions, I believe, in 84, 85. They were adding teams left and right.
Ty Detmer or somebody, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. And they just started getting eaten up. TCU jumped off there.
No, it wasn't Detmer. It was
No, not Detmer.
Steve Young.
No, not when they won the national championship game.
Well, you sure it wasn't Steve Young?
No, it wasn't
84
Steve
sounds
Young.
about right for him.
Steve
When
Young.
the Bucs drafted him, and then we.
No, when BYU won the national championship game, Jesus Christ. Let me look this up while we have you on the phone, Grant. Great listener, everybody. Grant, with his brother with the one nut. Let's see, football. Oh, in the fantasy football, we have a couple slots available. Email me, Lummy at lummybtls@gmail.com. If you want to get in, I believe the second league has a couple spots left. Let's see here. National 84. So Steve Young. Rhett, when was Steve Young drafted?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, that's right. You're not a historian on the Bucks.
I think it may have been 86 because 85 was the Bo Jackson shit.
No, it looks like it was Blaine Fowler or Robbie Bosco on the 84 team.
Don't know who those names.
Well, of course you don't. Let's see. Steve Young. This is what's perfect.
I'm trying to be a college football savant, but I still don't know any of those names.
Well, no one does. It's BYU. I wasn't even fucking born yet.
Yeah,
I was still on my dad's nutsack.
He was drafted in 84.
He got drafted in 84.
Wow.
He BYU 83.
He played for the LA Express in 84 and then
Killed it.
drafted, drafted by the Bucks in 85.
Yeah, but he killed it for the LA Express in 80. He left at 83 and he killed it with the LA Express in 84. He was putting up ridiculous numbers. Him and Jim Kelly.
But yeah, I remember Jim Kelly was tearing it up over there, and then you had good old Warren Moon flinging it up in the CFL.
Well, I did not know that the LA Express drafted Dan Marino in the 83. And he made appearances.
Well, they drafted him, but they probably didn't get his rights.
He made some appearances on behalf of the Express before signing the Miami Dolphins.
They almost signed Eric Dickerson, too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That USFL in the 80s.
I
don't see the XFL.
talking about the Bucs, dude. I think it's going to be Mayfield's job to lose.
I feel like it will be, too. It just makes sense. Like, as much as everyone wants to see Kyle Trask play well and, like, win the job, it would excite me. But like, what kind of position? What kind of position are you going to be in if Kyle Trask starts the season, plays like shit, and then you put Baker Mayfield in, as opposed to like Baker playing for the first 3-4 seasons, he plays like shit, and then it's like, all right, let's see what Kyle has got.
Yeah,
I feel like you can paint a better picture if you just allow him to take over if and when the time comes, because he's not going to win the job in Kansas.
And Trask is used to sitting the bench.
But I think Mayfield could do. I mean, I think Mayfield could do pretty well, with Mike Evans.
I think he could too. Yeah, I think he could too.
That's his healthy. That's the healthiest receiving core he's ever had.
We just fucking lost someone today, so I don't want to speak too soon.
Who?
Russell Gage just got carted off of practice this morning.
Oh, I didn't even. Well, I mean,
non-contact injury, so he's done.
Well, I keep seeing all these rumors that Evans is going to get fucking traded.
That's such bullshit. I promise you, it's not even in the realm of possibilities.
I hope, but dude, I'm saying right now, if we're but with the trade deadline, week 8, week 9.
If you're 0-5, 0-6 after the bye week,
he's going to the Jets. I'll guarantee it.
Dude, Devin White will get traded before
Mike Evans. It's not going to fucking happen. I mean,
all right. Side note:
Mike Evans is. How long's his contract? They'll just wait till the draft.
I think this is his last year of the contract.
I thought he had one more year.
No, I thought he's got like a player option, or we have a team option next year.
I think it was a team option. I thought there was something to keep.
So this is the last year before the option.
Then.
Yeah. Has anybody ever noticed that Todd Bowles doesn't fucking open his mouth when he talks?
Yes.
He looks like a ventriloquist guy when he fucking talks. It's like really baffling.
He's learned how to do it, so you can't read his lips on plays.
He freaks me out, man.
Wow.
He's kind of like a fucking Rex Ryan, great defensive coordinator, but he's really sucked ass as a head coach.
I mean, we'll see what happens this year. I'm not going to sell him out. Rumors still out there on him.
No, I'm hoping, but I mean, you guys have a lot of faith in who's that running back we got from Arizona State? White.
Yeah, Rashad White.
Rashad White. Yeah, I was thinking Zamir White, but he was the guy from Georgia who plays for Vegas. You guys have any faith in him? I don't know.
Yes, you should pick him up in your
Keyshawn Vaughn
fantasy
still
pick.
on the team?
Who?
No, I'm not going at. How's Keyshawn Vaughn still on the team?
I don't think he will be for long. I think Sean Tucker is going to take that spot.
I was going to say he was more of a special teams guy, but I think he's going to get probably cut.
If he does stick around, it's going to be on special teams.
Yeah, that's only because of what's his name? Tucker? Is his name Sean Tucker?
Sean Tucker.
Sean Tucker is not good on special teams. That's the only way that he's sticks around. That Sean Tucker can't handle that special teams. Well, yeah, they're not going to cut a guy that actually is good for special teams to get a guy that's not good for special teams because he's a third running back. They'll give that up.
Getting any faith? But the NFC South's still pretty weak. You guys getting any faith in Derek Carr over there in New Orleans? I don't think he's going to do shit.
No, I think he'll have an average year.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I think he'll probably. I hate to say he'll finish as the best quarterback in the division, but he probably will. But I still think it'll be like a pedestrian year. I don't think.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Bryce Young finishes the best quarterback in the fucking conference this year.
Yeah,
because he's got Frank Reich over there at Carolina now, correct?
Mm-hmm. Frank Reich, the third, I believe. So technically the third.
Yeah, the third. Yeah, and he's got a pretty good track record with unbecoming quarterbacks.
Okay,
and I think he got completely fucking railroaded in Indianapolis by Jim Irsay.
Well, listen, Anthony Richardson's going to be a fucking MVP. All right, so.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know, dude. You see it back, and you see his preseason game where he tried to do that back leg throw and got picked almost immediately.
Listen, he's getting out the shit.
It was his second throw of the game. He did have that nice little throw that was incomplete towards the end zone, so I saw people were really excited about a dropped catch.
Dude, they're going to run that guy into the ground the same way the Panthers did to fucking Cam Newton. He's going to have an 8-year career, and then his body's going to break down on him. Same exact thing that happened to Cam. He cannot sustain that much punishment in the NFL. Man,
it's a shame because I've talked a lot of shit about Anthony Richardson on the show, but I agree with you. I think he'd be lucky to have 8 years of playing.
Oh, and he's an absolute fucking freak. I mean, even him being a Gator, I'm, just from a fan standpoint, he's an impressive human being. But he couldn't throw worth a fuck at Florida. I mean, what did he finish like 16 touchdowns and 12 picks? I don't see that getting fixed.
And a losing record too. He had a losing record too.
He's too raw.
Michael Pittman Jr.
He's too raw of a player.
I wouldn't touch anybody on the Colts offense in fantasy this year.
I wouldn't touch anyone that came from Florida either. Florida quarterbacks.
True, dude.
Really? When's the last time a Florida quarterback was good? Name a Florida quarterback that was good. Go.
Rex Grossman made it to a Super Bowl. That's all I'm going to say.
Trent Dilfer made it to a fucking Super Bowl. I don't give two shits.
Tim Tebow is one of the few quarterbacks who changed position during his career in the NFL, so that's his fault.
Tim Tebow is a fucking... That really set Josh McDaniels back quite a few years. People were like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Are you going to watch the... Lummy, I guess you two, are you going to watch the Swamp Kings deal coming out in a few days?
Yeah, I will.
What is it?
Swamp Kings.
There's a untold documentary series on Netflix, and they do a lot of sports docs, and the one that they have coming out is about the 08-07 Gators team under Urban Meyer.
Oh, fuck, yes.
Yeah,
as long as it's disparaging in nature.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It shows the backside.
They just did one on Johnny Manziel that came out last week. And,
I saw the Manziel one. Dude,
yeah.
Manziel is such a pussy.
Fuck off. I would love to hang out with Johnny Manziel.
I hang out with Johnny Manziel.
I like him more after watching that.
Do shots and blow with him, but dude, the excuses he was making up was just fucking. Like the pressure was too much. I was like, "You're a little fucking frat boy."
No, dude, that's just what Cleveland does to a motherfucker. That's just that's the Brown effect.
Baker Mayfield didn't have all those fucking off the field issues.
What do you don't know?
He got tackled by the cops like a month before the draft, didn't he?
Yeah.
But that's Oklahoma's fault. That's what Oklahoma does.
Listen,
he knew what was coming. He knew what he was running from.
Well, yeah, exactly. What was the last good quarterback for the Browns was what? Bernie Kosar. I don't know. Throwing Vinny Testaverde. He was colorblind. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So
didn't Derek Anderson have a borderline MVP year that 1 year?
Derek Anderson. Really? You're throwing Derek Anderson as a good quarterback for the fucking Browns? Are you kidding me right now?
Like a borderline MVP year. Just throwing it out there. Listen, you're grasping at straws when you're talking about good Cleveland quarterbacks.
Okay. And Tim Couch was a fucking borderline MVP too.
Tim Couch.
Yeah, Tim Couch, first fucking quarterback. I mean, come on.
Don't forget good old Brady Quinn, who follows you guys up every week. or every day.
I know,
That's
yeah.
two pros and a
Thank you for
cup of
listening on
Joe.
820. That's right. Two Joes and a bro, or whatever it is. Two
I
bros and a
mainly
Joe.
listen for LeVar Arrington. That guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, we don't wait to not listen to the after show. All right, Grant. We're gonna let you go now that you don't listen to the after show. I'm gonna have to let you go, Grant. You keep out there on that parking lot, all right, buddy?
Certainly will. Thanks, man.
Tell your one nut brother I said hi.
Will do.
See you, Grant.
Think about that guy's nut a lot, do you?
It's just like catastrophic. He's got one nut. It's kind of,
You just keep bringing it up.
Oh, I mean, listen, a pelican ate his testicle when he was a little kid. I mean, I find that pretty.
I remember he called in and we had to clear this up.
Yeah.
It wasn't as cut and dry as like a pelican.
It doesn't
ate.
matter. That's why you tell the story that the kid got his nut fucking ripped off by a pelican. It's a way better story.
Yeah, than what
I know
happened.
a guy that got his nut ripped off. He was at my birthday. You were there. And guess what? I remember telling people that guy's only got one testicle. And I lost it. A pelican came up to him and bit his nut off.
He was going down the water slide with us.
Yeah. That's why he kept beating us, because he only had one.
He had the fucking weight reduction.
Yeah. He only had one nut directing him instead of two.
Yeah.
My two nuts were dragging him down. Grouper Lips wants to know if
Sorry, buddy, I couldn't make it down the slide. These big fucking nuts.
Yeah. Well, you have one that's directing you whichever way you want. You have one little rudder. I got two rudders. Grouper Lips wants to know if he's got to make you the trophy again this year.
I wouldn't premeditatively.
Are you going to try this year in fantasy, or are you just going to fucking sell it in?
I don't even remember what happened last year. I think I did try, and then I fucking opened up like a blistering 0-4.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm done. Because I just knew it was over. I knew it was over.
You knew it was over and you're 0-4. I mean, technically you had a chance, but I mean, your draft wasn't that great. Are you going to do better this year?
I remember my draft not being awful.
It was pretty bad.
No, it was not. It was like a C+. And also, motherfucker,
It's a C+,
we had what?
pretty
We had
good.
14 teams or 16 teams
Listen,
last year?
I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to this or that. Okay. I'm not listening to you fucking complain about the 14.
Home.
I'm not listening to you complain
home.
about the 14 team league.
I'm going home.
You and Grouper Lips
This isn't
can
going
complain.
to happen. See, we do this show for fun.
You're not gonna complain
Motherfucker.
about it. Listen, we have two teams now that are 12 teams each.
Yeah, and guess who was picked 14 of 14?
You have back-to-back picks then.
Yeah, and they weren't bad. I came out with a blistering pair of running backs. I had like DeAndre Swift and fucking somebody else.
See, so you had a good draft.
Didn't win me a title. Yeah, clearly. I got my two running backs. That was my move. I got two running backs back to back.
And they both were really good
and then
running
by the time I had to pick again, all the good wide receivers were fucking gone. I think my number one wide receiver was like literally like Alan Lazar.
I'm hoping for Grouper Lips that he gets the number one pick and he picks Russell Wilson.
It would be interesting if I could repeat as champion. I'm excited for that.
I hope.
Why did you mute him?
Mute who?
Why'd you delete his message on me?
Oh, I just can't stand listening to him bitch about the fucking 14 team league. Listen, we're moving on past that. I mean, if you want to re-go with that one, it is what it is. We're moving on. We have two leagues now.
We have two leagues now. Two 14-team leagues now.
Two 12-team leagues.
Oh, we have two 12s.
Heather
Good
Spin
call.
Instructor.
Good call.
Email me, lummybtls@gmail.com. We have one or two spots available. It's Monopoly money. It's $100 Monopoly money to sign up. Our drafts will be in 2 weeks on Sunday. So get in. We have a lot of interest. Obviously, two teams. I'm not doing a third league. We will be doing a FanDuel league, or possibly, we'll do a FanDuel and a DraftKings. Usually, our FanDuel fills up pretty quick. I want to see if Bubba wants to take part in that for the main show. I've reached out to them, see if they want to do anything with us. My emails are not getting responded, kind of like that country singer. DraftKings, since they're pretty much similar, I reached out to them too. We will see which one will want to sponsor the Lummy Sports Show. But currently, We're still going to do both of them.
Be nice if we could land a sponsor for the sports show.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if we're still rolling hard with my bookie. I know that kind of came in.
Oh yeah, my bookie's great. I mean, listen, it's not a competition.
Start doing a couple of props every week on the show. I'll throw in a little bit of Monopoly money.
Me too.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think it would be 100%. I think it would be great fun. And if
hopefully we come away a little richer, and
and hopefully we can help the fans win Monopoly money too.
Absolutely.
Is it Hogan on the back?
What'd you say?
I was looking at my screen, the screen behind me. I forgot Macho Man turned that TV on. It was black.
Oh, it distracted you, huh?
It did. I thought I saw.
Oh, it did.
I thought I saw Hulk Hogan right behind me. I was looking at that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not on betting restrictions. I'm not on betting restrictions. I can bet all I want.
Well, there was a while that we couldn't bet on the show, and I mean, that's true.
Oh, you mean real money? Yeah, this is Monopoly money.
Yeah.
We're not talking about real money, and I'm not taking bets from people that call in. Like Little Purple Jersey and things like that. No. That's not allowed. We don't do that kind of stuff here, especially in the great state of Florida.
Just an update. I mean, I know I kind of said he's done, but Russell Gage suffered a, quote, pretty serious non-contact injury. The whole team is like, yeah, it was bad. Our hearts go out to him. So, I mean...
Well, you remember the Joe Burrow one looked pretty bad too.
Yeah, but I mean, within 30 minutes of that happening, they were like, he should be okay.
Yeah, they shot a couple.
This one, I mean, everyone they talked to, Chris Godwin was like, yeah, my heart goes out to him and his family right now. And I'm like, dude, this is like Teddy Bridgewater.
That's not good. Oh, when Teddy Bridgewater blew his knee out, and then when he was having the best preseason,
they said it was literally like the worst they had ever seen.
Oh yeah, when in practice, when it was like a high, low, middle, just his knee.
It was just like dangling there.
Yeah, it was just like hanging out. You ever seen The Program, the movie?
Yeah.
The linebacker.
Yeah.
Where he looked up and his leg was like completely the opposite way.
Aren't you the motherfucker that hit my mom?
Yeah. Well, my offensive lineman did not like him saying that. So let me ask you, why are you not more of a bigger college football fan?
I don't know. I think it's just the time. I think I'm usually more busy than anything on Saturdays that I usually dedicate a whole Sunday to watching NFL football.
So you're not like me, sit down, 9 a.m. comes on, college game day. I got little Walker out there.
I like college
TV
game
on.
day in the background. If I'm chilling at the house, then I'll be watching it. But it's not an every week affair. Like, I don't clear my schedule for Gators football. I clear my schedule. I clear my fucking day for the Bucks.
See, I'm not clearing my day for certain football. Well, obviously, I graduated from USF, so.
USF, but you wouldn't clear your fucking afternoon. Well, maybe you would.
No, only if I'm going to it.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, they're playing Alabama. I think we might sell those tickets anyhow because I don't want to watch the stomping happen.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you going to go to that?
Probably
are you going to
not.
have fun?
Yeah, no. I'm probably going to tailgate. We may tailgate and then just go home after that and go watch them get completely destroyed.
Get Walker to sell your tickets in the parking lot.
Exactly, or sell them before. But I feel like sometimes, and maybe this is just me, like college game day, I've watched it for so long. Little Wilbur's afterward, $10 super chat. I've watched it for so long. I'd say it's 2023, 10. Almost like 15 years, 16 years, maybe, 15 years, 14 years, that when I miss it, I feel like
it's the best show ever.
Yeah, but when I miss it, I kind of get a little down because there's only so many shows, and when it starts going by, football's ending.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that in, it makes me sad.
Right, because you see all the highlights and you see all the funny moments and like the clips at the end of the year that they're playing on other shows.
Yep.
And you missed it that week.
And then also that's the end of the football season.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at January, February, March, and we're like, oh, fuck.
The one week you didn't watch it, you see them running the replay the next day and they had fucking O.J. Simpson stop by.
Yeah.
Make his picks,
And it's like, yeah, you can always watch a replay on certain things, but it's just one of those.
It doesn't hit the
Saturday.
same when it's a replay.
Exactly.
I don't like watching those like panel shows or fucking. I don't like watching stuff like that when it's not live.
Yeah,
because it takes away. It just takes away an element of the show.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch a replay on, and I like seeing because I am a big college football guy, and I would love. And I've talked to Ashley about it, and I would love to try to go tailgating at different stadiums.
You shouted out Lil Will, right?
Yeah, of course. I would love to go tailgate like at Ole Miss or all these different. Because you got to think, I went to schools that did not have a huge football presence where they had these kind of tailgates where
See, well,
it
that's
was
the
on
thing-
campus.
That's the thing about college football is that I feel like I can get into it on a more casual level because, like, yeah, the Gators are my team, but, you know, I could go travel to another college football game that week. Let's say this game is being played the same time as Florida plays. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm there at the stadium having a good time watching it as a fan of football. I like a good football game.
Yeah.
So whenever it's a big rivalry game, I usually watch it. Michigan, Ohio State, you know, fucking Florida, Florida State. I'm watching that stuff every year. But like NFL, if the Bucks have a game on Sunday and someone wants to take a road trip up to Lambeau to watch the Packers play the Bears, as awesome as that would fucking be, and I mean, let's be realistic, I would probably go to Lambeau.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wouldn't have that itch to really want to go do that. Like, I would feel like I'm missing something by not watching the Bucks.
Oh, 100%. That's how I feel.
And that's why it's like I feel like I can't devote as much time to college football.
And that's how I kind of feel about watching College Game Day, because like you said about watching the Bucks game, I don't really want to go anywhere except, you know, sitting in front of my TV if the Bucks aren't at home and watching the Bucks. On college, obviously I went to USF. It's not a football school, so watching Ole Miss or Alabama and seeing the tailgates and just going, man, I wish I was there, and seeing how fun it is, and then learning a lot of the things about the NCAA for the next future up, it's just fun. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then the time always seems like it goes really fast. The next thing you know, it's, you know, November, December, and we're at the bowl games, and it's like, fuck, football's back over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once the college football season winds down, it always feels like it ends too soon.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you start getting into the bowl games.
Right. You know, when we're watching, honestly, when it sets in for me is when I'm watching the championship games on like this December 30th and 31st.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when I watched Georgia win at midnight last year.
Yeah.
As the clock hit midnight is when it set in. I was like, fuck, man, like that's it.
I tried to talk myself in. Well, let's be going to NFL playoffs and the the NFL playoffs for a little bit. And luckily the Bucks were good then. But if the Bucks don't make the playoffs, we're back to watching every other fucking team again. And then we're just hoping for. Well, then the NCAA basketball is pretty good. March Madness. 239.
Hey, Lummy, Rhett, what's up?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, man?
Hey, not so much sports related, but O.J. Simpson, you know, Bubba brought him up the other day.
Who's O.J.
and
Simpson?
how he felt like he got a raw deal, you know, because he got away with murder, so they got him on the other charge. But really, it kind of feels like Calta might get that deal like O.J. He got away with the big thing, and now he might get caught. Not to say that the merch trick thing's a small thing, but this might be what does him in, kind of like O.J. You know what I mean?
So you're comparing Mike to O.J.
Well, no, the situation.
I
You
gotcha.
know.
Yes,
He
the
didn't get
situation.
caught on the big deal, but the small deal might bring him down.
I gotcha. Yeah, Rhett, are you understanding this?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, we understand where you're coming from, Mike. Mike, are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I love sports, man. And I think Rhett's idea about getting Otani for 3 months is brilliant. Because go for it this year. And they'd only be able to afford him for about 3 months, if that. So why not? He's the best player in the league.
Well, we
far.
might have missed out on that one though. The trade deadline ended a couple weeks ago. It's August, Mike. It's August 16th. I think the trade deadline ended August 1st. So we might have missed it on that one. But are you a football fan at least?
This is true. Unfortunately, I'm a Giants fan, so I'm still rooting for Danny Dimes.
Well, Danny Dimes come through.
Saquon.
Saquon Barkley. But, you know, you guys might make the playoffs. We'll see. You got the Eagles to go with. But, Mike, you know what? I always appreciate your call. Your call's yours.
There's always hope.
Mike, I hope the Giants
But anyway,
finish second.
love you guys.
I love you too,
Mike.
We got to go to West Palm Beach.
Do we?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dave, West Palm.
What's up, Dave?
I know the numbers now.
Hey, quick question. Can I make a comment that doesn't have to do with sports, but does have to do with the Bubba deal?
Sure, go for it. I mean, Mike led that one right off the bat. 813-90 Bubba. I mean, bring your non-sports takes, non-Bubba takes, take whatever you want. If you want to talk about wildfires, go for it.
I know. Well, I know he busied out the lines for the past couple of days, so maybe he could call in. But you guys posted up a couple of weeks ago about the whole Big Dick thing, and Big Dick he took Big Dick's cell phone. So I mean,
did we post that?
Yeah, it was on YouTube like a couple weeks ago. I saw it.
It may have popped up in the recommended, but we didn't post it.
We didn't post it.
It's probably old, but I know it's up there. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's up there. So I mean, if you take now again, it's two guys going at it. And I thought it was funny at first. I mean, Bubba, and I thought it was going to be a joke at first, and obviously Big Dick took it the wrong way. But that sort of Bubba did take his cell phone and kind of did something similar.
You think Calta just ripped off Bubba again?
No, I'm just saying, Bubba sort of did something similar to Big Dick.
That was all work, sir.
Yeah,
it was all work. It's all right. Spice Boy jumped off the 8th floor,
it was all work. It was all work. I get it. Listen, I'm on Bubba's side. I'm Merch Crick side, but anyway, I just wanted to give him my thought.
Well, you know what? Thank you so much. I was kind of involved in that whole situation, and it all turned out to be good.
Just peachy.
Peachy.
Well, he ended up quitting.
No, he came back.
He came back. I mean, he just tortured me in a basketball game on my grandfather's birthday, but hey, it's all good.
The way the video made it. Maybe I'm wrong, because maybe the way the video ended, it's like he left and never came back, and he quit.
No. He came back. I mean, yeah, he came back. Big Dick came back. He came back and was a great guy. Good. Not really. But listen, West Palm usually come through with a lot of good sports knowledge, and today I'm gonna have to rate your call.
Yeah, today I kind of shipped it. Today
I kind of got to rate your call a D, maybe an F.
You can't. Every call can't be a home run. You're gonna strike out.
I mean, come on. There's so much Baltimore news. I can't believe that you didn't bring up how great whatever the fuck his name is, Jackson's doing. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's doing good. I mean, listen, I'm not saying anything because the regular season hasn't hit yet, dude. If the team and he and the team go 0-2, I'm gonna like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Are you gonna burn your Lamar Jackson jersey and put your OBJ poster up for the year?
Listen, if they go 0-2, he'll be run out of Baltimore, and not really run out because he's got a big contract, but. He'll never hear the end of it. But I don't think that'll happen. I think he's going to go. I think they're going to go 2-1, 3-0. That's my prediction.
2-1 or 3-0.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me click on their schedule real quick before we end the show here. Houston. Okay. Well, Houston. Okay. You guys got it. Okay. That's a real. You know what, Mike or Dave, whatever your name, Dave from West Palm. You really went on the ledge here with these first couple games. Houston, Cincinnati, Indianapolis.
Oh, please! All those teams. Please, since he's not going to have a quarterback, because whatchamacallit's hurt.
That's why I said you went on the ledge. I mean, what are you scared about Cleveland? You scared Deshaun Watson's going to get out of the massage room and actually show up for a game?
I'm not even looking at the schedule right now. What's the toughest game you think they've got the first stretch?
Let's just go to the first 6 weeks. Houston should be a win. Cincinnati should be a win with
no
Burrow out. Indianapolis, I mean, that's a top. I mean, it depends on if Jonathan Taylor's back and how Anthony Richardson. So let's just say 50-50 on that one. Cleveland, they could go 3-1. Pittsburgh should be a win, 4-1 going into Tennessee. I think Tennessee they lose. Yeah. They're not going into Tennessee.
Tennessee's going to be the toughest one.
Tennessee's at home. They should win that one. Then technically Detroit at home, they will probably lose that. So they could be 6-2. Beat Arizona. Beat Arizona. Lose to Seattle. Lose to Cleveland. No, beat Cleveland at home. Then lose to the Bengals and probably lose to the Chargers. So, yeah, they're gonna have and then beat the Rams, lose to the Jaguars, lose to San Fran out, lose to Miami, and win in Pittsburgh.
Lose to Miami? No way. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami's going to dominate them.
Let me ask you a question real quick
beat Miami last
before
year?
you end the show.
No. You guys lost to Miami last year.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember. It's been so damn far back. But let me ask you a question real quick. Do you, and Rhett, chime in too, you guys really think there is like something like a home field advantage anymore? I think it's like, isn't it like split like 50-50? Like, does playing at home really matter?
Yes.
I think it just depends on where you play.
Exactly. Where you play.
I think if you've got one of these, I think if you've got one of these soulless stadiums now that don't feel any different than just a generic stadium, yeah. But if there's an element to either your fan base or just the area you play, like Lambeau, there's 100% home field advantage when you're playing late in the year. You know, and you go and you play them in the cold.
The fans are always in it.
People, yeah, fans are in it. Very passionate fan base. Buffalo, very passionate fan base. The weather's going to be a factor at the end of the year. Bucks, weather's going to be a factor at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
I don't know if the fans are a factor, but you can always count on the hot weather.
Right, perfect
up.
example. There's the Bucks, right? Fans probably are not going to be a factor at all, but the weather will be a factor. The Bucks are used to playing it. That's how it always was back in the day.
Yeah.
But when you go to the Buffalo, you go to Green Bay, the fans are a factor, and then especially later in the year, the weather's a factor.
Yep.
Now, San Fran, even LA, going out there is a factor. Fans may not be a factor, but you traveling to the West Coast and the time difference, that's a factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So there's always going to be a factor on home field advantage. Miami, you guys are playing them in December. So if they don't have fans, there's no factor because realistically, December 31st is not like it's going to be hot as balls out. And if the fans don't show up in Miami, then there's really no factor there. Detroit, the fans are going to be a factor, especially now that they're good. Home field advantage is kind of going away, I would feel like, with the dome.
Mm-hmm.
Or that's kind of taking it away. Like once Buffalo puts a dome on it, the weather's not really a factor. If they do put a dome. If their new stadium has a retractable roof, which I don't understand why they would. Not that they would open it at any time, except for maybe the first month. But, then that comes into the fans' perspective. Like Houston's going to have their dome closed if you did play in Houston. I don't see their fans making that big of a difference. So, or Arizona.
You got a point.
You know what I mean?
All right.
All right.
Get back to work.
All right, Dave.
All right.
See you.
Levante David got in 2 fights at training camp today.
Of course he did. Why wouldn't he?
Levante David?
Yeah, he's angry because he sees the defense is going to suck this year. Who did he get in a fight with, did they say?
One was a corner. The other one was an offensive
A
lineman.
cornerback?
Yeah.
He fought his own...
No, not a Bucks corner.
Oh, the Jets.
Another fight with Levante David, and this time with Jets cornerback Brandon Eccles. David is enraged. He was held back by Ryan Neal and Will Golston.
Did we hear about Jeter potentially become the GM of the New York Yankees? No, I did not, but I will definitely look it up. Oh, and just because we have a couple of minutes, I will go to, I believe it's Dark Match D. Actually, you know what? Not Dark Match D, but whatever his name is from 8630, the UPS driver. But you know what? Fuck it. And we just play different music on this show all the time. We started off with a little bit of club music.
From Odyssey.com, just a blurb on the Derek Jeter thing. Quote, if Brian Cashman is fired after this year or next year, Derek Jeter will be the guy to replace him.
I don't really know if that's a good move. He didn't really do much in Miami.
Morash says the signs point to Jeter becoming the next Yankees general manager. That's from WFAN Sports Radio.
Hey, listen. The Yankees are in last place now, I believe, or are they second last? Oh no, they're last place, 60 and 60. Yeah, that's a good move.
Damn, I didn't realize they were doing that bad.
Yeah, good move, great move. To bring in Jeter, who probably did the Marlins win a World Series? No, playoffs? No, not a good move. They can sit there and spend $200 million in last place, while the Orioles and the Rays are on top of the East. Let's go.
Look at you hitting the post. Pies.
I know. I should have talked through it a little bit more. I even knew that fucking thing was coming. I've heard this song 1,000 times.
Week 2 of the preseason, buddy.
Week 2. And also, don't forget to go to Bubba Army Shop, Bubba Army Store, Bubba Army merch. Well, this thing does smell good.
Smells like black eyes.
Get all your new merch right here, especially the air freshener. Rhett, thank you so much. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you, Lummy.
I know we can't ever depend on Brian, but we can always depend on the Filthy and Scouts. We're live tomorrow, 6 a.m., right here on your YouTube. If you want to check us out also on Rumble, go to rumble.com/The Bubba Army. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.